let's get back to the Ark of the Covenant. Capture the Ark of the Covenant by the Philistines. It says Eli was worried. They took the Ark of the Covenant to battle, and it says he was libo chared. He was worried about what would happen to the Ark. So, first of all, let's say the Philistines. Who are the major battles against in the book of Samuel? The Philistines. In Eli's time, there's a war with them. Samuel's time, Saul's time, David's time, right? They're the recurring ones. The Philistines, basically, their interest is territory. They're rivals for control of the land of Israel. Territory and treasure. There's no commandment to wipe out the Philistines because we understand their motives. And they would have been happy just to conquer us and let us live.
There wasn't anything against us in particular.
Yeah.
We were next.
Yeah. So they were Philistines, and they also practiced self-preservation. The Amalekites, on the other hand, they're suicidally eliminationist and anti-Semitic.
And they would come.
Yeah.
Right after it came out of Mitzrayim.
Yeah.
They had never.
Well, I'm talking about Samuel's time, the 400 years later. I wanted to point out here that that's what the book of Samuel is trying to say. It paints these two groups. There's battles against them, both Samuel and Saul and David. Well, Samuel with Saul and David have their battles against the Philistines and against the Amalekites, and they're shown as a contrast throughout the book. While Saul is battling the Philistines, David's battling the Amalekites. And both tripped up Saul in some certain respects, and David succeeded against both those groups. So the contrast there is very important. Philistines bitter economic enemies, and the Philistines therefore didn't make a religious war. And when they destroyed the sanctuary, it wasn't because they have something against the Beis Hamikdash. That's why you have to understand this point. Eli was not worried about the Ark of the Covenant falling into enemy hands, but it says he was worried. Yeah. So what was he worried about? It says libo chared. He was worried that the Ark falling into the enemy's hands is a sign of the Churban. Remember, he had been warned about a Churban. Titzelna shteos nav. Samuel had told him when he first became a prophet, the bad is about to happen. A Churban is coming. Eli was worried about the symbolic significance of what would happen if the Ark of the Covenant would be taken. It symbolizes that the Mikdash will be destroyed and there'll be an exile and many Jews will die. The Ark itself, they'll be protected. The Philistines will respect it even. That's the other thing. The Philistines treated it, like, oh, this is the vanquished God and this is the victorious God, and we'll put them next to each other and all that. And then they realized 2 days later that, oh, we have to give a lot more props to this God. And then they even sent the Ark back. So the Ark was totally fine. God would protect it. Eli was worried about what it means if the Ark would get captured, what it means for the Jewish people, what it means for him as a leader. Because he had been told that already his own house would be subjected to a curse, as Rabbi Wein called it. A curse descends on the house of Eli. Said this like 30 years ago. That's how he describes it. That's what he was worried about, not the Ark itself.